Yeah, have you done that Jai Mata Di wala trick also?
If they have decided that they want to move to UK, I think they should take that leap of faith. It's a very hard for a lot of people. They do not have proper resources. The day before the exam, we had a huge full gallery we had, and we just revised it all.
What is the most challenging thing that the aspiring candidates for PLAB usually faces according to you? Hello everyone, welcome back to Academically's podcast show. I am Sunidhi Shahi, your host for today, and today as our guest we have Dr. Muskan. Let me tell you that Dr. Muskan has also cleared her PLAB 1 exam, which is obviously making this session more exciting because we are going to cover each and everything related to PLAB exams. So stay tuned and watch the video till the end because we are going to have a lot of fun today along with a lot of information that you are going to get. So welcome Dr. Muskan and thank you so much for joining us. We are really honored to have you today.
Oh, welcome. The pleasure's all mine.
So yeah, Dr. Muskan, just tell me that, what motivated you to choose this PLAB?
Well, there were many reasons to pursue PLAB, but I guess the biggest one of them was my dream to live in London. See, I've always loved the lifestyle of living in London. My cousins live there, and I've always adored their life. And other than that, how we've been watching movies and videos and always want to backpack across Europe. So, yeah, that was one. And other than that, professionally, of course, it was a very big decision for me because it's getting harder to live in India these days. The residency is becoming so hard due to the reservations. And then, you do not get the cutting edge technology in India as quick as you will get it abroad, of course.
Yeah.
These were some of the reasons that helped me pursue my career in PLAB.
Okay. So, what would you like to suggest to the other healthcare professionals and doctors to, why should they choose PLAB and, what are the benefits? What do they get after this?
Okay, see, there are different scenarios to consider in this. First of all, if you're taking the example of India, the residents in India, it's becoming hard. The doctors, they're not getting the respect as much they used to get in the olden days.
Yeah.
And other than that, getting a seat in PG, and that too for your desired branch, it's getting harder. But if you consider the scenario for PLAB as compared to the USMLEs even, you'll get the residency of your own choice. You can get into surgical branches as well. So it's better that way. Other than that, the exams are a bit easier as compared to USMLEs and NEET PG, of course. And then, the PLAB, it's not actually an exam for residency, but a licensing exam. So what you get is a license to practice medicine in UK. So you can go there, practice medicine, and you can figure out for yourself if that system is made up for you or whether you or will not be able to, work there. But that kind of option we do not have for any other country that you can go work there. If you're fine with it, go for the residency. You do not get it anywhere else.
Right. So, what has been the most difficult part of your journey of this whole PLAB thing? What did you find the most difficult in this whole journey?
Okay, so the thing is, my journey, it has been a bit different from all others because we didn't have seniors in our college. Ours was the first batch in my UG college. Yeah, so we didn't have anyone to guide us through the process. No one was there to tell us what opportunities we can have after UG. There are a lot of other options that are available. And even if we want to move abroad, which exam to go for, the MLEs, the MRCs, PLAB exam, or the AMCs, there was no one to guide through the process. The decision in itself, it was very hard to whether uproot my entire life here in India and move abroad. And, it has all been very hard for me. So I was there living my life, and I was entirely dependent upon the strangers on YouTube and Facebook and internet. It's sometimes biased. People would do paid reviews and all, so you do not get genuine people really soon. So I guess that was one of the difficult parts, having no one to guide me through that journey.
Yeah. So now that we are discussing a lot about PLAB, I would also like to, ask the very basic question, like what PLAB, how do one can go for PLAB? What is the registration process? Fees, like an overall journey of PLAB, if you can just tell to our audience, because obviously they would, even if 3 people are watching who are new to PLAB, they will get the information. So yeah.
Okay, so see, the journey starts with you having met the English requirements first. You either need to give the IELTS exam or the OET exams. There are specific set requirements that are there. I gave my IELTS exam, so we had to get a 7 in each category with an aggregate of 7.5 in all. So
Okay.
first of all, you need to clear your IELTS. Once you've done that, you can create a JMC account. It's all free of cost, and then you
Mhm.
can submit your IELTS result in it. Then they take a few days, they verify your result, and they let you know that now you can book the exam. And these days, you're not getting the dates very easily.
Yeah.
So I guess I gave my exam in October of 22.
Mhm.
Sorry, my IELTS exam. I gave it in October of 22, and the dates were out in November. So I booked my date in November, and I got the date of August 23. So see, there was a huge difference of time over there. So you
Yeah.
need to be very fast with the process. I didn't have anyone to guide me, but what I would suggest is during your internship only, students could give the IELTS exam so that
Okay.
you can get the date for the PLAB exams during your internship period. You shouldn't waste any time. Okay,
Mhm.
then after PLAB 1, now you have to prepare for PLAB 2. So,
Okay.
yeah, the PLAB 1 exam, it was an MCQ type paper. 180 questions were there, and you had to solve it in 180 minutes. So, basically, 1 minute per question. So, that was
Okay.
one thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is no specific set pattern that you'll get these many questions from OBG and you can get these many from anatomy. There's nothing set, of course. In every exam, one or the other subject would get a better weightage. So all you can do is prepare all these topics and hope for the best. So that's one thing. And after that comes PLAB 2. And you'll get 6 to 7 months between PLAB 1 and PLAB 2 because you have to move to Manchester to give the exam. So during that period of time, what I would suggest is read on your own. Other than that, do your epic verification. You need to just create an account and it can be done online. So
Okay.
yeah, and after your epic verification you move to Manchester. Over there are certain academies that will help you give mock exams and help you prepare for the exam. And
Mhm.
actually you should take up one of the courses because it gives you a better scenario to how to approach the exam in real. It's very
Yeah.
similar to the questions that would be asked in the PLAB 2 exam because it's an OSCE type of situation. You haven't dealt with it in India.
Yeah.
So, in order to become familiar with the system, you should go abroad and take up one of the courses in the academies that are available. Plenty of them
Mhm.
are there. And after that, you give the PLAB 2 exam. Once you pass it, you can go and apply for jobs.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
like, I have a question that for PLAB 1, you can also give the exam from your home country.
Yeah, you can give it from your home country.
And for PLAB 2, you have to be there in
Yeah,
the
you
country.
have to go there because there's only one center in Manchester and there are
Okay.
plenty of dates available. You don't have to worry about the dates for PLAB 2. But for PLAB 1, there are only minimum dates. The exam is held 4 times in a year.
Okay.
And in India, I guess there are around six centers available. Some of my friends actually booked centers in Dubai and Bangkok because they couldn't get centers in India. It's everyone's trying to go to UK, I guess.
Yeah, I think the same too. Yeah, so like there are a lot of people, as you said, that they are willing to go to UK for all of this. So like, what would you like to suggest as an expert? You have cleared your PLAB exam as an expert. What would you like to suggest to the aspiring professionals who are looking forward to go to UK? What are your suggestions and expertise?
Okay, my first suggestion is make up your mind completely because you
Yeah.
cannot be sailing in two sails. I'll prepare for NEET PG, I'll prepare for USMLE and PLAB in one go. It doesn't work like that. I
Yeah.
chose PLAB because it's a very versatile route. Once I've done PLAB, I can go to Australia as well. I can give the AMC. I don't have to give the AMCs again. After working for 1 year in UK, I can be eligible for AMCs. I can work in UAE after that. Even if I've done my GP training and everything, I've got 3 or 4 years of additional experience after GP. I can
Mhm.
also move to Canada. There are very broad aspects after completing PLAB. Secondly, monetary wise, time duration wise, and the ease of exam. All of
Mhm.
these have to be taken in mind while considering your option for PLAB. So once you've made your decision, stick to your process, trust your instincts, and it's going to be an easy journey from there.
Yeah. So, like a lot of people, who have been through this exam, who have given there in past, in fact, they have said lot on what to do, how to do it. So, would you like to tell something on what not to do? What all things you need to keep in mind on what not to do?
Okay, see, everyone's coming up giving their own experience,
Yeah.
sharing their own experience, and it's actually making us scared. We're getting this FOMO. We'll miss out this, we'll miss out this resource. We have not done these many mocks. My
Mhm.
first and foremost thought is do not get FOMO. Not at all. You have to, trust yourself. Stick to one resource, work hard on that. That is very important. Secondly, people have been thinking that PLAB exam is very easy. We'll give 2 months, we'll pass it out. Everyone's doing that. She gave 3 months. It's not like that. You need to have your basics clear. Your concepts should be clear, because
Mm-hmm.
questions are not going to be repeated. Questions are never repeated, but the topics are always repeated. 60 to 70% topics would be the same. So what I would say is, work on your basics, give it at least 3 to 4 months of time. Avoid FOMO, avoid these online, strategies of people who are trying to poach you as
Yeah.
clients. Just
Yeah.
forget all of it. Give a lot of mocks, give a lot
Yeah.
of practice tests. In fact, even we had a study group of 3 people, and we used to solve a lot of questions. We used to
Mhm.
discuss those questions. That was one of the most important aspect which helped me out in clearing this exam.
Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, doctor, I would also like to know that, do you know any myths that people have about PLAB exams? Like, you have to study for these many hours to get to the PLAB exam,
Yeah,
something like
this
that.
myth is
Any myth?
always there. They
Yeah.
always say that PLAB is easy as compared to NEET PG, or they would say that you need to study 3 months, you need to study 7 to 8 hours. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
As I have already said, it's definitely not the way for me, at least, because see, everyone has their own pace. What I'd learn in 30 minutes, maybe you would do it in 15, or maybe you take 2 hours for that. So everyone has their own pace. You have to decide it for yourself, how much time to give it. And the
Mm.
other thing is, as I said, you need to focus on the concept. You need to make your basics strong, and you need to be very consistent. You can't be like, I'll be studying this week and next 2 weeks I'll take it off. It
Yeah.
doesn't work that way.
Mm.
That's a given, right? So this is one of the myth that has to be broken, that the exam is not in itself easy, but
Yeah.
find it easy because it's clinical oriented. In NEET PG, what I've seen is there are so many recall questions. I'd be studying
Yeah.
biochemistry and pathology at a stretch and won't get anything out of it. But when
Mhm.
I started for PLAB, I could relate to it because all
Yeah.
were clinical scenarios. I'll get a patient, he's presenting with these so and so symptoms. How would you work further? And since I've been working myself, I could relate to a lot of questions, and that made it a bit easier. But
Yeah.
what you need to realize is this is the syllabus. I need to cover it, make your own schedule, and just be consistent with it.
Okay. And like now I would like also to discuss about the exam, because there are a lot of people who gives different opinions on the exam. So as you have cleared the PLAB 1 exam, what is it like in the exam day? What are the questions? How many questions? What are the positive marking, negative marking? Just give us a brief on the whole exam process, like on the exam day.
Okay, so the exam, as I said, it has 180 questions, and you'll have a 180 minutes of time. So set up 1 minute for each question. It doesn't make sense because you need to keep at least 20 seconds in handy. Give 40 seconds to each question so that you have 20 seconds additional. And in the end, you can review your questions, you can review your mistakes. And there are like 5 options to each question. You need to choose the best answer. There's no negative marking. That's the one best thing of this exam. You can take your chances.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that was really helpful because in the end I was like, okay, I'm not getting the answer of 10 questions. I'll just mark it, whatever it is. These are the two
Yeah.
best options. I'll mark one of them. At least 3 or 4 would be correct.
Yeah. Have you done that Jai Mata Di wala trick also?
I didn't do jam Atati, but I did choose, like, I was confused in 2 options. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, just leave it at all. I'll just mark one. I'll not leave any question empty.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
like, just like how you are, the positivity that you are showering, I think that one should definitely have while giving their exam, because
We need
with
that
all the stress and
positivity.
tension, you can't really give the
I
exam.
wasn't at all positive while giving the exam. I was so anxious that day
Yeah.
because okay, it was everything was fine until I reached the waiting room. When I reached over there were so many students, they were cramming things, they were discussing things, and I could overhear some of them. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, why haven't I heard of this topic before? What are they discussing about? And
Yeah.
wasn't the answer to this question this? Why are they not talking about that? So yeah, that created a lot of panic. I was literally panicked, and till the moment I had the question paper in my hands, I was literally shaking.
Yeah.
And then when I started to do the questions, and that ease, that peace, it just
Yeah.
crept in. So I was like, okay, I'll just go through it. But
Yeah.
what happened was I actually miscalculated my timings. That is why I always focus on time management.
Yeah.
I remember I had around 100 questions left and only 60 minutes were there. I was like, what am I going to do? So
Oh.
First of all, I just, composed myself. I went to the washroom, splashed some water on my face, and I was like, okay, sit through it, just go with it. What will
Yeah.
happen if you'll miss 10 or 15 questions? Won't make any difference, because what you need is a score of 130 or 140 plus I should aim for. So
Mhm.
when I came back, I was with very much concentration. I sat there so that I do not have to reread the question. I was going through the question, mark the answer. I do not know the answer, skip this, do this, and skip this. This was all going on till the end. And then what I found was only 10 to 30 questions were left, 10 to 20 questions were left, and I had at least 7 to 10 minutes in my hand. So I could go through them easily in that time. So that is very important. You need to be
Yeah.
very composed, you need to be concentrated, and you
Yeah.
do not have to panic because it can mess up your entire exam.
Yeah, exactly. So now coming to that, actually, that there are a lot of people who really want to go to UK, but they don't have the guts to take that first step in their life. Like how to go on. What is the thing that I should start with? So what would you like to tell to those people?
See, if they have decided that they want to move to UK, I think they should take that leap of faith, because it's a very hard for a lot of people. They do not have proper resources. Secondly, they are confused on which resource to pick from. There are so many subscriptions to so many apps are there. Okay, then there are clinical books, Oxford books are there. The whole process, it's a bit complicated because everyone's coming on the internet giving their own experience, sharing it all with us, and it makes us confused. So, what I would say is, once you have decided among two or three resources, pick one. Don't overthink. Pick one resource, stick to it. Do not change it in the middle. If you're doing Plabbable, stick to it. You're doing med revision, stick to it. You could going with academically, stick to it. Don't waver off from one place to another, because it will leave you confused in the end. Make your own notes so that before the exam you can revise it all. Revision is one basic key that is required, and solve as many questions as you can. This is the only key that will help you in clearing the exam. If
Yeah.
anyone is saying anything other than that, they're
Mhm.
faking it entirely.
Right, right, right. So now that you have told about the resources and academically, what would you like to tell our audience about academically? Like what all courses that we provide, how do we, teach the students and the healthcare professionals who wants to go to. So just can you elaborate a little more on the
Okay,
course?
see, since I told you that I didn't have any seniors to guide myself, I thought I would myself get indulged in the process, help out my fellow students, and just make the process a bit easier for them, streamline it. And since I've recently cleared my exam in August, so I'm very familiar with the system, what types of questions are asked. So what we're doing in academically is we have created an entire course for one particular exam. Then we'll take up online live classes, and we'll have doubt sharing, of course. Then question banks are going to be there. We, the teachers who have already cleared the exams, will be guiding the students step by step how we've done it. We can give them literally our live experiences so that they can learn from it and help out in the exam.
Okay, I think that's amazing. So, all of you who are watching, you can definitely connect with us on our YouTube, on our website, academically.com, and we do have different pages for different courses on Instagram as well. So, academically is there to help you in all those things. So, you don't have to worry, just have to connect with us anywhere. We will give you a call back if you connect with us. So yeah, moving forward, Dr. Muskan, would you also like to share your journey, your experience? How did you started this whole medical journey? What came into your mind? How was your family support? Everything I want to know.
That's a big one. Okay, so getting into medicine, it's a whole different quest, because I was confused between the two. Of course, my family helped me out choosing a respectable profession. In India, being a doctor, it's a very big thing. So, yeah, that whole thing is different. But considering my journey from after my MBBS, my family has been really supportive. I wanted to move abroad, and that has been a very big decision, considering that my younger sister is already settled there. So they'll be left alone over here. Still, they had all that patience. They gave me all that support that you go chase your dreams. We'll follow you wherever you go. So yeah, they helped me support my dreams. Other than that, when I decided to take up on this journey, my friends also supported me. I've been entirely grateful to this YouTube and Facebook groups, because I've had so many doubts and people have been so helpful in delivering those answers to me. And I guess that was the whole gist of it, because it was a very hard journey full of ups and downs. Sometimes I'd reconsider my decision whether or not I should actually go for PLAB, because it's going to be difficult later on. There's going to be 8 or 10 years of residency. Would I be able to survive in that place, or would I go there and come back? So even that one has played a very important role in choosing the PLAB exam instead of MRCs, because what I wanted was, after clearing the PLAB exams, once I'll go settle over there, work in that environment, get used to their protocols, and how things work around there, it would become a little easier for me to make up that decision of staying for 8 to 10 years in UK, living my whole life over there. So yeah, that was one aspect as well.
Yeah, that's nice. That's full of a roller coaster journey, but you have done
Actually,
it
it was.
already, and you're on your way to go for PLAB 2 as well, I'm sure, and you will do it. So yeah,
Yeah,
moving
so
forward.
fingers crossed.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I wish you all the luck for that as well.
Thank you
So
so much.
yeah, so now moving forward, Dr. Muskan, I would like to ask your, like, how was your study schedule for, exam preparation? Would you like to tell our aspiring candidates about that?
Sure. So actually, I was working when I was preparing for the PLAB exams. So when initially when I booked the exam, I started my prep from there on. I had this Oxford Book of Clinical Medicine. Whenever I would get time, I would read 2 or 3 pages here and go. So for 3 to 4 months, I took 3 to 4 months to complete that one book. But when 3 months were left for the exam, I actually got serious. So the initial 2 months, what I did was had a study group. We used to actually study like we do in elementary school. One of us would read out the text, the other two would listen, and they would be like, "Oh my god, you missed this point," or they would add points to that. So yeah, that was one big part of my journey. Just like elementary school, every night we used to sit at 8 o'clock until 12. We'd complete one subject, or something like that. If the subject was short, we'd complete two. Sometimes the subjects were long enough, like CNS and OBGs, it's a really long one. So what we would do is we'd sit at 8, it would be 1 or 2, and one of us is like, "I'm sleepy, I need to sleep." But yeah, the other two actually motivated me, so they have played a very important role. Apart from that, after reading the text, we used to solve questions in the rest of the time till the next day where we decided to study again. We used to solve questions, and what we did was, we wrote the wrong answers down, or we took screenshots, or wrote down all the material and gathered it on in one place. We had this WhatsApp group, and we used to share all the wrong answers on that. So the day before the exam, we had a huge full gallery we had, and we just revised it all. And that was really important because it helped us revise all of it in one go. We didn't have to go for red flags, or
Yeah.
flagging all the wrong question. That was very important.
Yeah.
Apart from that, what I did was, the last 1 month for the exam, I
Yeah.
gave it solely to PLAB. I actually took a leave of absence from my job for 1 month, and the entire day we'd used to study. In the evening, we used to have our group sessions. Then we used to do mocks. We didn't have any. I would not say we, but I didn't have any fixed study schedule that I'll do 8 hours today, 10 hours tomorrow.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
actually used to fix a particular topic for a day, that I need to complete this topic, whether I do it in the morning, whether I took the entire night to do it. I'll
Yeah.
not sleep before completing this topic. That
Yeah.
was my one main goal.
And I
So
think that's amazing because you were not just bound to a particular time period, but you were just bound to a topic. So it
yeah,
doesn't matter if you
actually,
complete it in 3 hours or an hour, you just have to complete it.
yeah, we need to complete it. And when I used to do it before time, I was so elated, I would tell you.
Yeah. And this is, I think, a very good strategy for our audience also that you can,
Like, yes, you
do it
should.
topic wise. Yeah.
Once you're confined to the time period, oh no, 6 to 8 you have to study, 8 to 9 you'll have breakfast. You'll feel the monotonous
Right.
schedule. Yeah,
Exactly.
you'll get tired easily. You won't,
Yeah.
look forward to that day.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
happens.
So, like, my next question is also related to this only. So, like, what is the most challenging thing that the aspiring candidates for PLAB usually faces, according to you, and how do they overcome with that?
Okay, so one of those was time management. As I already told you, my journey, it was really hectic in the on the day of the exam. So one is that you need to be very efficient with time, because you won't get any extra minute. You need to complete the entire paper. And the thing is, you have clinical questions. The question in itself is very long. So what happens is, when we read the question, sometimes we get lost in our own thoughts. You'll miss the crucial steps to that question. Other than that, in my exam, I would say you'll get 20 to 30 questions you've never heard of, you've not seen, you've not known any bit of it. But either you can relate some other topic to that question, or you have to be at peace with the fact that if the topic is new for you, it's going to be new for everybody else. That's how they're going to, sort out the easy, medium, and hard parts of the exam. Some part of it is going to be hard, so you don't have to be worried about that, but go through the entire process, go through the entire paper. You realize that easy and medium parts are also there, and you'll
Yeah.
be a bit contented with that.
And I also want to know that which one is more difficult. Is it the PLAB 1 exam or PLAB 2? Because I'm a little confused, because in PLAB 1 you have actually the right to give it from your home country. For PLAB 2 you have to go there. But people are really confused, which one is more difficult to pass. So what is it
Yeah,
according to you?
I do think both are equally difficult, because unless you are, you have your basics clear, you cannot
Mhm.
clear PLAB 1 exam. I've seen so many people around me who have failed the exam either by 1 mark or 10, but they're failing the exam. After two trials, three trials, they're not able to get through it. Why? Just because the basics are not clear. Unless you have strong concepts, you're not going to get through the MCQ exam. Once you've done, a big hurdle is, passed. You have now the knowledge for all the systems, all the subjects, and you can go to UK. I know the whole process is a bit difficult. You'll have visas, you'll have to go for fellowships, and everything is there. You'll be overwhelmed, of course, going to a different country. If you don't pass out this exam, then what will happen? All of this money all wasted. So there's an additional anxiety to that PLAB 2 exam. But considering it's an OSCE type of exam, if you have your basics cleared, if you've worked in your own home country, it's a bit similar to that. You can join any academy, and they judge you in different perspectives. There's going to be 16 OSCE stations on the day of PLAB 2 exam, and we have to complete only 10. We have to pass out the 10 ones. So you're judged on different skills. They'll judge your way of talking to the patients. Your interpersonal skills would be judged. See, that thing, it's not judged in the PLAB 1 exam. You have one proper point, that if your interpersonal skills are good, you'll get an additional point over that. You'll get 2 marks, 3 marks. You'll get something out of that. Other than that, there is clinical management, of course. Your depth of the topic is there. These things vary, but I do believe that both of the exams are equally difficult. You cannot consider that this one was more difficult for me or this one wasn't.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for answering this, because I'm sure that a lot of people has this question, and we usually get a lot of queries on this question. So yeah, now moving forward, I would also like to ask that, what are the job opportunities available in the UK? Because as we are discussing about PLAB and people are moving to UK for this, so what is the job opportunities, and what is the main thing? What is the salary, average salary differences in the UK with the other countries, especially from India?
Okay, so since we have done our internship over here, that was of 1 year. When we've completed our PLAB 2 exams, we'll be directly, eligible to work as FY2. Like, we don't have to go for FY1 job. So for FY2, I guess we get around £39,000 a year. And for FY1, it is around £33,000 a year. But since we've done our internship, we can literally enroll ourselves as FY2 doctors. And other than that, we can, after 1 year of it, or after knowing through the system, or if you have sufficient training and you have done some observership in one of the hospitals, you can also be enrolled as CT doctors. So CT1 or ST1 specialists, they earn a bit higher. As you go through the ladder, you'll earn a better salary. So the CT doctors, they earn about £50,000 a year. Whereas when you get to the consultant post, if you get CT3 or ST3 and 4, then you'll be able to earn around 65,000 to £70,000. And that is the basic NHS pay for 48-hour week. For every additional nights or for
Wow.
working on the weekends, you get paid extra. And
Yeah.
apart from that, I guess one main portion is that you get from the locum jobs. When you start working locum jobs, especially in private practice, they'll
Yeah.
be paying you like 2 to 3 times of what they pay in the NHS.
Wow.
So yeah, these are different aspects that you can take into mind while working over there.
Yeah, and I think the gap is huge. I mean, the way
This
you're
is huge.
saying,
Yeah.
it's huge, because in India, I don't think that doctors get paid for working on
Not
weekends
at
or
all.
hours.
In
Because
India, we have a fixed salary. Like, we'll be paid, okay, 45 to 50,000, and maybe in metropolitan cities like in Delhi, you'll be paid 1 lakh or 1.5, something like that.
yeah,
But first of all, it's entirely based on your experience. And secondly, if the private hospitals have hired you, they'll literally own you.
Yeah.
I've worked in a private hospital previously, and I
Yeah.
remember 48-hour days. How
Oh,
can you, expect a person to work 48 hours at a stretch? But they've been doing that, and there's no
yeah.
control over it. But it
Not
doesn't
so.
work that way in UK. You work for one extra hour, you're going to be paid for it. So that
Yeah.
is one good opportunity to work for.
That's really amazing. I mean, this is what one should go for, because here we, even we work for extra 24 hours, it doesn't count. You
Yeah, it
don't get
doesn't count
anything
at
for
all.
that. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
expected to do the extra 24 hours actually.
Yeah, exactly. You're expected to do that. Yeah. There is no time limitation that you just have to work. You're expected to do more and more and more. And
Yeah,
then you get nothing
actually
in return.
tiresome.
Yeah. So, like, now moving forward, I would also like to, ask you the common mistakes that the aspiring candidates make in, during this exam. Like, what do you think are the mistakes that they usually make? Because, and like, I have seen that, people get in stress, a lot of panic, as you just mentioned, that, we get a lot in panic. So I also want to discuss and talk about the importance of, balancing your mental health along with this whole education and your career and everything, because I think it is important to take care of that, because I see a lot of students, a lot of people, they get so much into the pressure, and, they take the pressure that they just don't do good in exam just because of the pressure, even if they're all prepared. So what would you like to tell them?
Yeah, actually relax a bit. If you're going to be tense the entire exam, you won't be able to do it. You won't be concentrated on the questions. You'll have to reread the question again and again. You lose track of time. Okay. And secondly, do not look at others, because that was the one big mistake that I made on my day of exam. Do not do that. If he's having a whole notebook full of important points, if they're discussing something that you don't know, just forget it. You won't be able to do it in those 10 or 20 minutes, right? Focus on what you know, revise and revise and revise again. I'd say that instead of learning everything, learn just a sufficient amount of syllabus and revise it again and again. Because making your concept strong, it will help you go through the exam. Even if you don't know that topic, you can at least eliminate the options. You'll get a gist of the question some way or the other. So this
Yeah.
is one big mistake that everybody makes. They'll be like, "Oh my God, he's doing PLABable and he's doing med revisions. I'm going to be left behind. He's going for Oxford Book of Clinical Medicine. I
Yeah.
haven't even seen it once. What am I going to do?" So these are certain things that people, look forward to. Whatever we say, FOMO. They
Yeah.
have
That's
this
so
fear
good.
of missing out and they want to do everything. But it's not
Yeah.
possible. It's not possible for any human being to do everything. So just,
Mhm.
stick to your resources, trust yourself.
Yeah.
If- it is entirely a very long process. And if you don't trust yourself, your mental health is going to suffer. And if your mental health has gone down the road, I don't think you'll be able to clear the exam at all.
Yeah. So now I would also like to ask this question that, which is very, very important, that after clearing the PLAB 1, 2, now what? Like, what is the next step that a person takes after clearing these exams?
Okay, so first of all, you need to sort out your visas. You need to get your work visa in. Secondly, if you've done observership, because this is one main point, when you go for your PLAB 2 exams, after your exam is done, you have additional 1 or 2 weeks of visa left. Before going for the PLAB 2 exams, you should, mail a few hospitals so that they can enroll you for their observership program. Sometimes it is also paid, but I would suggest is just reach out to different hospitals. Sometimes they just hire you for that and there's no charge for it. You won't be paid, of course, but yeah, you can, observe the entire process. And once you've made yourself accustomed to the process, you have worked with a certain hospital, they offer you jobs as well. So after the PLAB 2 exam, you need to just apply for different jobs. You can go and do that on the NHS website. There are different job openings available. You'll have to apply for them. They'll call you for interviews. Online interviews are there. And once you've gotten a job, you can go for the work visa and just move abroad and live your life.
Yeah. So that means that there is no going back. Once you have cleared your PLAB 1, PLAB 2, there is no going back. It's all going to be a lot more fun, a
Yeah,
lot of
it's gonna
money.
be a
And
lot of money and a lot of fun.
yeah. So, yeah. So now I'm coming to my last question, that what are the best resources for students for PLAB 1, PLAB 2? What do you think is the best resources they should get?
So for me, the best resource was the Oxford Book of Clinical Medicine. That was like the gem for the entire journey. So you need to go through it. And as a member of Academically myself, what I would say is we have combined the resources from everywhere possible. We have gone through all the important topics. We have all discussed what are the important points that are focused on the exam and created a curriculum in accordance to that. So yes, you can choose us, of course.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, everyone, I think I'm done with my questions, and I really, really enjoyed this session because there was so much positivity, all the answers we have got. So I'm sure you all have also got all your answers. Even if you have any more answers, you can comment down below in the comment section, and then we'll be happy to answer you. And we can also come up with more such podcast sessions, just like with Dr. Muskan. We'll be coming up with a lot of sessions now on YouTube. So stay tuned, and thank you so much, Dr. Muskan, for your insights. And actually, I had a really great time with you.
Thank you. I had a great time myself.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. So stay tuned, and don't forget to like, share, and comment on our video, and subscribe to our channel, because we will be coming up with more such videos. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Muskan. Have a good evening. Bye bye.